G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Steve Christensen, the ice cream bloke, self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School down here in St. Louis, Missouri. Look, I know you can't travel anywhere right now, so that's why it's the best time to learn about the ice cream business. Little tips and tricks, we share them to you right here on our channel. We do want to thank our episode sponsor, which is the Chocolate Shop Ice Cream. Now look, generationally owned business, family called the Deadmans, D-E-A-D-M-A-N. You probably don't want them to be your doctor, Deadman. Hello, Dr. Deadman. Hey, Dr. Deadman. But you do want them to be your ice cream maker because they make ice cream that you can sell in your shop. So if you're not culinarily driven, you just want to have great ice cream, chocolateshopicecream.com. The link is right down here. Give it a click, have a look. They've got a great website. Now, I do want to talk in this episode about gravity-fed machines and not about the pros and cons per se, but I do want to talk about capacity and how much product they put out. Now, I've got three different gravity-fed machines here. I've got the Taylor frozen custard machine. I think it's called the C002. I'm not the of these machines, and I know a lot about them, but again, always go to talk to your own equipment distributor or manufacturer. This is the Taylor C002. It's a frozen custard machine. This is the Stolting CF101. It also is a frozen custard machine, and this is the Electro-Freeze. I'm not too sure of the model number, but it also is a soft serve machine, gravity fed. Now, the thing that I want to touch on in this particular video is that all of these units, any unit that is gravity fed will have in it what we call a flow valve, a carburetor tube, an intake tube, and we've already had a video on that. Madeline is going to link that video down below about carb tubes or carburetor tubes. I'm not going to talk about them. What I am going to say is that the capacity of this machine, the continual flow of your product, regardless of whether it's soft serve or whether it's frozen custard, is going to depend on how full this hopper is. Being a gravity-fed unit, when these valves are in place and you pour your mix in, whether it be a soft serve machine or whether it be a frozen custard machine, again, a little bit of a different valve, but the same principle. And over here, if we come back over to the Taylor unit, and for Taylor custard aficionados, and you're watching this video and you're thinking, Steve, you've got the hopper lid on the wrong way. I know I do, but I wanted to have the flow valve protruding out. So again, different kind of flow valve, but it serves the same purpose. Now, the problem is that on a gravity-fed unit, the pressure of that mix pressing down onto that valve pushes the mix down through the barrel, and that's where you're getting your capacity out. So for best possible output of your machine, best operation of your machine, you really do need to have your hopper at least at half full. You can't let that hopper get all the way down to the bottom and have very little pressure pressing down against that mix to push it through and expect to have the same kind of capacity coming out of this unit or even your soft serve machine. So they're great units to have. They're not super high volume, but they're easy to clean, and they're very, very versatile to use, and they do have good output. But if you let the, in this particular case, in this custom machine, if you let the mix go right down to the bottom of the hopper, don't expect to get the same capacity out of the unit as you would if the mix was at the top of the hopper. So most of these units have some form of indicator to let you know, hey, your mix is getting low. Now, in the world of frozen custard, if it's at the end of the day and you've only got a half an hour to go, you might choose not to top that up because you're going to clean this unit out at the end of the day. But if you're in the soft serve world, you really need to top that up to at least, I would say, if it's down at that low point there where it's saying low mix, I would put it up at least 3/4 full, particularly if you know you're going to be utilizing it in the next hours, even day. You want to make sure that's nice and full because it gives you the output that you're going to need in those busy times. So So very simple principle, but a lot of people get stuck with saying, hey, my machine's not operating as it wasn't coming out as fast as it was. It's because you're not keeping an eye on the level in the gravity-fed units in those hoppers. They are refrigerated, you can keep mix in there, and if by chance you've got a frozen custom machine that's getting close to the end of the evening and you pour all of that mix in, don't worry, you can put the unit on clean, take that mix out, put it in a bucket. You can reuse that mix if you haven't churned it. It's not known as rerun if you actually haven't run it through the machine in its freezing cycle. So, easy tip, make sure that hoppers are at least half full when you start the day off. Keep topping them up for maximum capacity and maximum output of your machine. Thank you for tuning in on this session. Thank you for Chocolate Shop Ice Cream for sponsoring it. And look, if you have just a little bit of a question, look, can I get a little bit personal with you? Maybe it's something that you've discovered and you think, I've just found a tip or trick to the ice cream industry that's really changed my business. I want to share it with the ice cream community. Send it to us. We'll do a video on it. We'll even give you credit for it. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on scooping. See you in the next video.